Over the past 5 to 8 years, the team over at Retrobit have worked very closely with the team over at SEGA to bring out some amazing controllers that are officially licensed, from wireless Bluetooth and 2.4 gigahertz 6-button wireless controllers to their officially licensed but never quite officially released by SEGA, but released by Retrobit, Big 6 controller. They have worked very closely together to make sure that there are quality controllers for retro SEGA systems that you will be able to use and love. And their latest controller is for this guy here. This is actually the Japanese SEGA Saturn, and I got this at the Midwest Gaming Classic in 2022. Now behind me playing is my American SEGA Saturn, while SEGA and Retrobit have teamed up once again for an all-new SEGA Saturn controller. Let's take a look. Now, I know a lot of people have been waiting for these SEGA Saturn controllers, and I mean, I don't blame you. This goes back to 2018 during CES when they announced the collaboration with SEGA, and these were highlighted there. Their goal was to bring back officially licensed controllers and peripherals to the classic consoles, as well as use for modern devices. Fans of the Saturn were excited to see a very early non-functional display model of a Saturn controller with analog sticks on display. Along with other ideas that Retrobit had on display, the Saturn analog controller was a talking point amongst the community, in addition to the Dreamcast controller, which is for another video. Since then, their other releases have been met with excitement, also dismay that there was no Saturn Pro controller. In truth, each one brought them closer to their goal of making this controller as they refined the different features with each release. So looking at the face of the controller here, I mean, it does very much mimic a lot, or show a lot of inspiration from their existing SEGA Saturn controller. You've got your 6 face buttons, your D-pad, those all look traditional. You do have your fast forward and rewind on the top. We'll take a closer look at other ones here in a moment. And then you do have the dual analog sticks, which look like they are somewhat recessed into the face of the controller. You do have 4 shoulder buttons, and then looking at this image here, you can also see it does have a USB-C port for charging, along with a player indicator light too. It will be compatible with PC, Mac, and other USB-enabled devices via USB receiver, so I would say the likelihood of it working with a Nintendo Switch fairly high. And then taking a look here, it does feature dual Hall effect sensor analog sticks for durability and precision, a 500 milliamp lithium-ion battery, and rechargeable through the USB-C port, again, as we just saw here. And it does have basically 2 different dongle types. It does have the USB connection along with your traditional SEGA Saturn. And then they do have the 2 different color schemes, the black for the US and then the white to more accurately represent what the Japanese system looked like. So some of the overall features on this, it does include the Saturn and USB wireless receiver, a 3.3 foot 1 meter USB charge cable and a manual, 3D controller support enabled by macro via console receiver, again those dual Hall effect analog sticks for durability and precision, rumble motors, dual rumble motors have been incorporated into these controllers, 4 shoulder buttons, home and select keys, that 500 milliamp lithium-ion battery, compatible with the SEGA Saturn console via console receiver, and again, like I mentioned, compatible with PC, Mac, and other USB devices via USB receiver. They're looking to start shipping these actually early December 2023 for about $50 here in the US, $49.99 in the EU. Where can you get these from? Well, they'll be up for pre-order through their retail partners, such as Rondo Products. I'll have a link down below in a pinned comment where you can check that out. And they will have more listings available soon, including Europe. Can you use this with 3D control-enabled games on the SEGA Saturn? Yes, by holding down Start and B for 5 seconds, it will change into 3D control mode. Note that there is a limited amount of titles that utilize this feature. And what's up with the Hall effect sticks? Utilizing Hall effect analog sticks allows slightly improved performance over standard potentiometer driven sticks. It also reduces the usual causes of stick drift. You should be able to experience proper ranges when playing on modern consoles or PC. So this is pretty exciting what Retrobit and SEGA have kind of cooked up here. The fact that they have taken that 3D style controller and the features that that has and incorporated it into a controller that is more closely similar to what the Saturn actually shipped with, I'm definitely a fan of. See, I myself, I never really cared for that 3D controller. It was better than the Dreamcast as far as the ergonomics go, but I still was not the biggest fan of it. Now, this is one of those things too where it is nice that they're not saying it's limited edition out of the gate. They're going to have both black and white, and they're going to gauge interest. If people want them, they're going to keep producing them. If nobody wants them, you may not see many after the first or second batch. Now, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, as we will be doing a full-blown unboxing and review when these do come out. I don't know yet if we're going to get the white one like this, if we're going to get the black one to match the US system. Hey Retrobit, how about one of each? That'd be really, really nice. But we are really excited about this too. I mean, for me, looking at this, the overall layout and design, honestly, it reminds me like a DualShock controller. The way that they have redesigned everything to bring the analog sticks down, and the fact that they're Hall effect sensors as well. We're not going to have to worry about drift. You're not going to have to worry about them wearing out. This is a very beautiful thing. Now, these are 2.4 gigahertz, like I mentioned. They are not Bluetooth, so it does limit your compatibility to whatever has a USB dongle, for example. More details to come on that. But I am excited to see these come out. I actually really do like the existing SEGA Saturn 2.4 gigahertz wireless controllers. Now, if you do want to check out our video that we did on those, I'll have those for you right here on screen. Go ahead and check that out. I am hoping that what we are getting with these new Pro controllers for the SEGA Saturn are going to be more of the same.